generation, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bump it. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, ooh, yeah.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap.
Well, it might not be enough to solve the drought problems here in the Golden State, but it sure is coming down pretty good here in Oakland, California. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Houston Texans and the Oakland Raiders. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading him out is their quarterback, the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural Deshaun Watson.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Well, now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now it's Lindsay. And not the start he was hoping for there as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
One thing for us to keep in mind and remember, they're coming off of their open week last week. They got to sit home and relax a little bit before.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shane Ray in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. First carry for Josh Jacobs. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Raider 1.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there that sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Carr now to throw. He's got it to Williams. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now, and that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's blitz coming, and down he goes. Shane Ray, his 2nd sack of the night.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I'd file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. 3rd and long, it's Watson. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Defensively, looks like they were thinking the same thing you were. You mentioned maybe being able to hit him with some screens, but they were ready.
Yeah, it's not just the guys who have the headsets on offense that do the thinking, right? They saw, they understood what they did, and said, you know something, how would you try to play it against us? And they were ready for it.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
From the 44, Carr, the open man here, Renfro. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by Antoine Woods.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
I like his focus there, because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Now Carr. And that is incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. Into the red zone, it's Carr. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Well, it was 2nd and goal. You're in there close. That's the fullback's comfort zone.
Not only is it his comfort zone, it's an expectation. That's what he's supposed to do. Turn and hand it to him. Big guys fire out. Find your way into the end zone.
Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss. No good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. 30, 20, touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Watch it. Hey, 734. Safety screaming. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
Carr now on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Carr now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Now Carr. And he'll find Moreau here. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Again, it's Carr. Catch made, it's Moreau. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Ito Smith, his first carry. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Oh, the ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Pick 6, baby. Let's get this all day.
A gain on the play.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Hit the down. Hit the out. Come on. 180. 180. We're good. 185.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Carr, he'll buy some time right. Got his man, it's Williams. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Shane Ray bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. To throw on 3rd down. Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He's going to field this at the 4. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Tyrell Williams heading back out onto the field now. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zach Cunningham able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Shotgun now for Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Here's Carr. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
To throw his Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
On first down, it's Watson. And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Sit down! 180! 58, come on! Time to go, night, night!
Carr now on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And Waller taking it in over the middle. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On first and 10, here's Carr. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Carr now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's first and 10. Carr to throw again. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm well, all right, never mind. Third quarter action now. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr now to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be down at the 46. Well, they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Here's Carr to throw. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Carr completes it, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get...
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half.
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. We were just saying off-air during halftime, could they mount a comeback, and how would it start? Well, it started in a hurry.
Yeah, they have to get back into the game, right? So if you're going to do that, you think to yourself, we need points right here on the opening drive. But even in their best game plan, did they expect it to be a one-play drive and put the points on the board? Probably not.
No, probably not, but they got it in a big way. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
the bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Carr going to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We call that sack block.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
We got this.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
From the 31, Watson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 17-yard line.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Philip Lindsey, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give them 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
We're good.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. Flush to his right. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 34. To throw, it's Carr. The open man here, Renfro. A gain of 6 there on first. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. They come up here on 1st and 10. This pass from Carr taken in by Waller, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Now Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Boy, so a chance to take the lead here in this 4th quarter, but he couldn't get this one on. Target.
Everything looked good. The snap, the hold, even the distance. The only thing off, the most important part, the accuracy.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Markel Lee in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. Here's Smith as he'll try to run some clock. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. 3rd and long. It's Watson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jakeem Grant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, and even better run for big yardage.
Now a hit and a loose football. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
A Raider first down, 17 yards. And on that last catch, Charles, he tops the 150-yard mark. It's one thing when your wideout gets that. When your tight end gets it, it's quite another.
We keep seeing the evolution of that position, don't we? We've seen where it's gone from strictly as a blocker to a guy who caught a few passes to now an integral part of the passing game, sometimes the primary receiver, because a lot of these guys have wide receiver skills, and we're seeing that on display here. Just think about the guys in the past looking back at this game and saying, sure wish that was me. I'd love to have gone out for those types of passes.
A gain there of 21 yards. Throwing now is Carr. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr's throw caught by Grant, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Raiders on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On second down, it's Jacobs, and he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And Watson's going to throw it here. And And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. On third down, here's Lindsey. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Houston. And taken right at the 35. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. So Derek Carr on the offense. Down by 8. A minute 35 to go. They need a touchdown and, of course, a 2-point conversion as well. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
734. 41 Mike.
Back to throw. Carr. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. Offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You've got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the fourth quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Now Carr, eluding the pressure right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Phillip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't.